You told yourself last night was the last time. You've told yourself that probably 20 times this year. And here you are again, phone in hand, 10 minutes gone, feeling that specific kind of empty that only shows up after. Not sadness, not even really guilt anymore. You've numbed past that. Just emptiness and the quiet math running in the back of your head. How many hours this year? How many mornings you started already depleted? How much of the man you wanted to be you've traded for 6 minutes of relief? That math is the part nobody talks about. And it doesn't lie. Here's the truth nobody tells you. This was never a willpower problem. You didn't lose a fight of character last night. You lost a fight you were never trained to win because you've been trying to out-willpower a loop that isn't built to respond to willpower at all. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. If your phone is within arm's reach at 1 a.m. with nothing scheduled and no one watching, that's not a discipline problem. That's an access problem. Terry Crews has talked publicly for years about breaking a habit like this, and what actually worked wasn't gritting his teeth harder. It was redesigning what he had access to and building real accountability into his life. He didn't out-willpower it. He out-engineered it. Here's what's actually happening in the moment the urge hits. It feels permanent. It feels like it's going to build and build until you either give in or lose your mind. That feeling is a lie your brain tells you to get you to act fast. An urge is a wave, not a wall. It rises, it peaks, and if you don't feed it, it breaks and falls back down, usually inside 10 to 20 minutes. The psychologist Alan Marlatt spent his career studying exactly this, and his research on relapse gave us the term for it: urge surfing. Instead of fighting the wave or drowning in it, you ride it out and let it pass on its own timeline. Every time you get through an urge without feeding it, you're proving to your own nervous system that the wave doesn't need to be fed to end. That's not suppression. That's retraining. Here's where people throw it away. They get a stretch of control, a week, 10 days, and they start feeling powerful again. That feeling of power turns into a test. I've got this handled now. I can look just this once. I'm not that guy anymore. That single thought is the whole relapse. You don't fall because you're weak in the moment. You fall because you convinced yourself the wave couldn't reach you anymore, and you walked back into the water to prove it. Strength isn't testing yourself against the trigger. Strength is never needing to. You're not weak. You were never weak. You're just untrained. And untrained is fixable in a way that weak never is. Every wave you let pass without feeding it is a rep. Every rep is proof stacking up that you run this, not the urge. The version of you that wakes up clear, that isn't negotiating with a screen at midnight, that isn't doing the quiet math of what he's lost. He's not some future person you have to become. He's who you already are underneath the loop. You just haven't gone 20 minutes without feeding it long enough to find out.